positively professional ideas on time management and managing your calendar digitally. Have you ever thought about carrying your calendar around and then losing it? That is why you should go digitally. Planners help with time management and productivity. Also, it's an easy way to lose your stress level. Because what happens when we lose our calendar, paper per se, we go crazy because we don't know what's going on the next day if we are an extension as we are. So digitally is the way to go. So the best thing is to use your Outlook calendar, or there's apps on your iPhone and on your Androids to use digitally. One way is you do not have erase marks. You can repeat programs that are series. You can do one-shot programs. You can even color code. If you're anything like me, I color code that 4-H is green, extension programs are maroon, BLT programs are blue, FCS programs are purple. So we're going to look at our Outlook calendar with Tami, and she's going to give us some tips and tricks on how to use our Outlook calendar digitally, and that it will always be in our hands, in our vehicles, out in the field. I'm looking at cattle. We also can keep track of how many people we reached for the number, ethnicities, female and males, with our programs that we do today. Have at it, Tami.
Thank you so much, Cindy, and I'm glad that I have the opportunity to be a part of this Never Lose Your Calendar and moving to digital. It's always been a little bit difficult for me. I have used digital calendar from the beginning of becoming an agent, but I've always had a problem with using paper. I like to have paper. The one good thing about the calendar is you can print out either a daily schedule, or you can print out a weekly, or you can print out a monthly. But let's get into that so I can show you some of the different things that I do, and I am sure Cindy does also, because I've seen her color-coded calendar. So I'm going to share my screen, and right now you're looking at my calendar, and you can see I put everything on my calendar, and I have color codes for each activity. And I think Cindy does color coding for like 4-H, for FCH, for different events. So she codes hers a little bit different than I. I do a lot. You can tell purple is personal. So I do put my personal on here, but I want to show you that you can set up your own calendar, and you would just go to calendars and you click on folder, and then you put new calendar. So we're going to call this calendar PPM example, because after I get through, I'm going to delete this calendar. So I'm going to say yes. And as you can see over here, it's listed on the side. So I'm going to click on that calendar. You have your calendar, my other calendar's up. So I'm going to unclick this so that we're just seeing the example that I put together. So we're going to go to home. On your home tab, you have new appointments, new meetings, new items, today. So you can just look at today. You can look at the next 7 days. You can go back just to today. You can look at the work week. So it's the work week from Sunday to Friday. You can look at a week. And then you can also look at the month. Now, schedule view is when you want to look at things in a schedule format. So I'm going to show you that. That gives you the time period. But I really like to go start at month. So when I'm going to set up a calendar, let's say I'm going to do an appointment, set up an appointment. I'm just going to use a personal example for an appointment. And you can also, you always want to check out all of the different ribbons and items available. And it would take us an hour if I went through all of the items available. So we're just going to touch some of the the minor things. But I did want to show you that if you want to use the dictate button, like for instance, title, if I wanted to just dictate it and I didn't want to type it, I would just click that. And I could say, meeting with Cindy. So you see that it put meeting with Cindy. Of course, it put everything else, so we don't want that. But and it will also correct itself and capitalize items, you know, capitalize names and different things like that after you get through. But we're not going to go into that. So if you want to set it just for the day, which today is August 25th, and let's just say, I'm going to correct that and say tomorrow, since this is, I did say personal, didn't I, Cindy? And now I'm making it to you.
Yeah, so, that's fine.
Okay, so let's say Cindy and I are going to meet tomorrow. And we've decided that we're going to meet at 9:30 in the morning, and it's going to take 1 hour. Okay. So you can set that, or you can do an all day and just click all day. But I like to set my times here. And now I'm changing it to 9:30 to 11:30. So, but look up at the top. I like to do reminders, and a lot of times your calendar is automatically set at 15-minute increment reminders. I always change mine because I like to be reminded a lot earlier than that. So sometimes I even change it to like an hour. And then if it reminds me and I'm not ready to do, say it's just a task and I'm not ready to do that task, then I'll just go back in and reset the reminder. Of course, this is a meeting, so, you know, I like to do right before the meeting, either 15 or 30 minutes. Now, also, the calendar has a reoccurrence. If you wanted to set a meeting ongoing, let's say that you have a program area committee meeting, and so you want to set that up, but you want to do, it's going to be, and I know we don't have program area committee meetings monthly, but I'm just going to show you, let's say you want to do it monthly. It's already recognizing that it's 2 hours. It's already recognizing Central Time because that's what we're in. And monthly, it's going to be on the 26th of every month. And then down here, you have range of reoccurrence. So the start date is the start date of the meeting. And then let's say you just want to go, until December, because you may make changes or reschedule meetings. So you could set that, and it could be a reoccurring meeting. And it will state on there, occurs day 26 of every month, effective August 26th until December 30th. Another option is you can color code, and that's what we talked about earlier, and Cindy does her codes different than mine, but I have everything labeled already, okay? So like I have Better Living for Texans, and I put BLT birthdays, and I put when we have conferences, and I have a District 4 and a District 5. And a lot of this needs to be revised and updated because it's been a while since I set these categories up. But let's say you want to set a category up. On that, you just go to all categories. And so you can hit right here, it says new, or if you want one that you want to rename, or if you want to change the color. But let's say we're going to do a new. And say this is PAC meetings, and you want to color code just those PAC meetings. So you can list that, and then you can choose a color. It's automatically choosing that color, and I believe it's because that is one of the colors I haven't chosen. But you can also choose any color in the field, okay? So let's just choose that one and put okay. So now you have that. And you click OK. And then when you do a category, it's on here, PAC meetings. So that's how you set up and I know I'm probably getting a little bit ahead, but that's how you set up a calendar appointment, and you save and close. And then it's on your calendar here, and you can see it's in the color code that we put it in. Now, let's say you're going to schedule a meeting, not an appointment, which I contradicted myself, but you're going to set up a meeting. In a meeting, you would just click new. Well, you can tell that it's different because now you have a title, you have a required, you have an optional, and then you have the remainder of the information that you saw on the appointment. So the difference between this one is it's just that you click required and you search for those people. So let's say Cindy is required to attend this meeting. So I'm going to put her, you double click, and then okay. So Cindy is on here. And the title of the meeting, let's just name it PAC meeting. And let's say you want to invite Paula, and it's just an option because Paula doesn't have to be there, but maybe you want her there. So you could do optional and look up Paula. I'm going to go ahead and put in Butler. And you can choose Paula. And we're going to put that on there as an option. Okay, so when I send this, and I'm not going to go through the fact that you can do all day, you can set your time, you can set your reminders, you can set your category, you can even set if it's high important, low importance. But when I send this, that automatically will go to Cindy and alert her that it is a required meeting that she needs to attend. And it'll go to Paula as an optional meeting if she would like to attend. So I'm not going to send it because I don't want it to go to those people. Don't save changes. Okay. So as for other items in your calendar, there are so many options in the calendar that you can put on here. I would like to stress the fact that if you have, I'm going to go back to my calendar to show you because mine's full. But let's say you want to go and just print the calendar. And you want to print it for, you can see, you can print it as just a regular calendar, monthly calendar. Or let's say you just want to have that for the day because you're going to a meeting. The PAC meeting is in Cindy's office and you want to have just some information on your daily schedule. And then maybe you want to take notes under the PAC meeting on your calendar. Then you can print it as just a daily calendar schedule. Let's say that you want to print your calendar as a weekly. So you can print it as a weekly to see what you're doing, you know, for the week. Let's say you want to print it as a calendar style. So you can see the increments of time. So you'll know, you know, what you're doing at what time. And then, of course, we already talked about monthly, and then you have trifold. So there's different things that you can do with your calendar. I love the calendar. And one of the other options, and I'm going to go back, I just wanted to show you the different ways that you could print your calendar. But one of the things that I like to do is, for example, and I'm hoping this one has it up. Okay, yay. So like this is the D4 fall meeting, and it was scheduled for August 17th. And so when I set up my calendar for an event or something that's going on, I attach everything that's sent. So I believe this was sent, it looks like by Kim. So I copy the email and place that information on my calendar. I also put the attachments on the calendar because I don't know about y'all. There's a lot of times where I'll just skim it real fast, read it. Okay, yay, D4 Fall Program Planning Meeting is at the Dallas County Road and Bridge. So I put all the information in there. I put the agenda. I put all attachments in there. I might not go back and read it until the week of or the week before. So all my data is listed, or all the information is listed right here on my calendar, so I don't have to worry about it. If I keep my calendar on my iPad, and Cindy said she keeps hers on her phone. I get overwhelmed when I have things on my phone because I'm old and I like simplicity when it comes to this iPhone. So I like to keep all of my work related task and calendar and email and information on my iPad. But let's say that I was going to another location and I needed my information and I forgot to print the agenda or I forgot to include the agenda. Then it's already on my calendar and I can go in on my iPad and look that information up. Of course, it's coming up on a different screen, but I'm going to bring it over so you just have it with you at all times. Anyway, I appreciate being a part of this, and I strive to be organized. It doesn't always happen. I do like to try to balance my life because it's important to have a life. With AgriLife Extension and our busy schedules, it's hard to do that, but it's very important. And if we're not, content and happy with our family and our time on our own, then it makes our work life a little bit difficult. So thank you. Thank you for the time. And if you ever have any questions, Cindy and I are always here to help.
Thank you.